Hi, welcome to The Shed. This is the one-a-day musicianship challenge brought to you by Bob Rogers Travel. And in this challenge, you are going to write and record a drum groove. And you're going to use whatever DAW you have. Now, I am going to be using an iPad with GarageBand, and I'm going to be using a MIDI interface. Now, the reason why I'm using GarageBand is I think it's one of the best DAWs for a mobile device. It allows you to edit the piano roll. It allows you to use a MIDI keyboard, and it is what my students have. So that's what we're going to use. So what is a drum groove? How do you drum groove? Let me show you a resource that might help. And then I'm gonna talk about it a little bit when I go to make mine, but I'm on shedthemusic.com. And if you go to classes, music technology, it brings you to this page. So you have this drum pattern section. And in this drum pattern section, there's a button for anatomy of a drum beat. And there's a nice video where I talk about exactly what I'm about to talk about, but so here is the standard drum groove. This is the basic rock groove. It's in so many different songs. But what happens is there are three instruments, and each instrument has a specific role. The hi-hat plays the subdivision. Now, the subdivision could be eighth note, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it could be eighth note triplet, 1 pull lead, 2 pull lead, 3 pull lead, 4 pull lead. It could be 16th note, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And the hi-hat just plays that the entire time. Now, the snare drum plays usually on just beats 2 and 4, and that's called the backbeat. It could play on just beat 3, and what that does is it creates a halftime feel. But for this challenge, I just want you to play 2 and 4. Now, the kick has to play on beat 1, and then it can play 1 to 2 other times in the measure. Just make sure it's not on beats 2 and 4. So the kick has to play on beat 1, and then 1 to 2 other times in the measure, and it sounds good. Okay, so this is just a blank GarageBand project right now. I'm just going to click on drums. So you could play everything in using these little pads, but I'm going to do everything here. This is also the same keyboard we're going to be giving away. If you want to change your drum sound, you click on this and you can change your drum sound. The only bummer about using these pads is you can't alter the velocity of what you play. That's the volume. So if you're trying to make something sound like a real drum or using acoustic drums, you can't. It sounds like a drum machine no matter what. That's why I like using this. So I'm going to stick to an 808, and I'm just going to play along with a metronome. So I'm going to press play. If you press play, it gives you a metronome. So your right hand index finger is going to play the hi-hat. So why don't you play it along with me? We're just going to play with the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your right hand index finger. You can play it on a keyboard, or you can play it right here. Same thing. And now double that up. This is eighth note subdivision. And now double that up. This is 16th note subdivision. Now half that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And now in 2 and 4, your left hand index finger is going to play the snare drum, which is this one here. It's also this one here. All right, 1, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double up your hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now your left hand middle finger is going to play the kick, and for right now our kick is just going to play on 1 and 3. Remember, 1 is the most important one, but for right now just 1 and 3. Let's just play kick and snare together. So it should be kick on 1, snare on 2, kick on 3, snare on 4. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just kicking hi-hat. 2. Hi-hat on the eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put everything together. I believe in you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, what? You didn't play that perfect the first time? Really? That's okay, because we all get better, because you need to practice. So practice that. And let me show you some tools on how to get better at that. All right, so back on the music technology page in the shed, if you click on finger drumming, there's 2 videos here that'll really help. The steady beat video, you have to play with the metronome. If you don't play with the metronome, it's going to be really difficult when you go to record. Then there's also the simple groove video. This video walks you through some exercises on how to just play that really simple groove that I just showed you. Also, you can look at the groove library where we have a bunch of different grooves that are written down in beat map notation. And then some of them have videos that walk you through instrument by instrument, beat by beat, how to play that one. You can go crazy. I mean, we have some crazy 4-instrument ones over here, but this will help you. You're not going to be good right away. If you are, you're way cooler than me. That's awesome. But practice. Don't feel discouraged, okay? So now for this challenge, you need to record 4 measures of a groove. The hi-hat can play 8th note or 16th note. The snare can be on 2 and 4 or beat 3. The kick has to be on 1, but it can also be on 1 to 3 other places in the measure. I don't care where it is. I don't care. You could, if you want to like organize your thoughts, you could write it out on one of these blank beat maps. So if you did 8th note, you can use this one, or if you did 16th note, you can use this one. You can just download the PDF. You can write it out. It could help you. If you don't need it, that's fine. What I like to do is I like to hear the drum beat in my head first and then just try to copy it. Maybe that's something that you do. So you have figured it out. You've practiced it a bunch. Now you need to figure out the heartbeat of your song. You need to figure out the tempo of the song. So click on the little settings thing, and then you're going to go to tempo. And you can tap the tempo, or you can just write it in. So, 84 sounds great. And to demonstrate how important the tempo is of the song, go to one of your favorite songs on YouTube and change the tempo of it. It totally changes the identity of the song. Literally, the tempo is the heartbeat. So make sure that you're paying close attention to what you feel this song is going to be. So now I have my tempo. I'm going to get out of there, and I'm going to record mine. So I'm just going to play 16th notes on the hi-hat. I'm going to play the snare on beats 2 and 4. I'm going to play the kick on 1 and a 3. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E. I'm going to play that. That's my groove. So make sure that your playhead is set to the beginning. Rewind, press record. Make sure you play with the metronome. Do it. 4 measures. 1. Okay, and I'm going to press stop there. Now to get out of this window, you click on the little lines, and then that's what you played. So if you listen back, you'll hear how good you did, but it automatically quantizes it for you. So if you click on it and you press settings, it'll show you quantization. What quantizing is it is a setting where you give whatever subdivision you want. It takes the notes that you played, and it figures out where the closest subdivision was that you played it on, and it snaps it to the correct subdivision. But it's not intelligent. So if you wanted to play on the and of 3 and you were super, super early, and it makes it the E of 3, then it's going to sound weird. So what I like to do is I like to turn that off and then look at what I played. You can also just listen back. So now if you click edit, it shows you exactly what you played, and I'm going to press play. So it's not 100% even, especially in the hi-hat. Now, if things were super squirrely, and you see they're all over the place, what I would recommend is re-record it. Practice it first, then re-record it. You can get stuck in a loop where you keep re-recording things and re-recording things and you don't get better. Re-record it after you've practiced it. Take a little break. Make a sandwich or something. Come back. Practice some more. Play it. But if you still find that you're making like just one little mistake, you could zoom in, grab the center of the note. I zoom in really far so I make sure I'm not grabbing the end of the note, and you could move it. It's cheating. You should work on your time, but you could move it. So now I'm going to zoom out here, go to done, and it gets you out of there. And I'm going to quantize this. So this was a 16th note groove settings. I'm going to quantize it to the 16th note. And now we have our little groove. Sounds nice. 4 measures long. Okay. Once you're done with that and you think it's great, I want you to do a screen recording of that playback, and that's what you're going to submit to your teacher. I have created a video on how to do a screen recording to record GarageBand projects. I will put that in the description along with all the other links to everything I've talked about. Good luck, and we'll see you in the shed.